It was scary. I was up against these George Soros-funded prosecutors.
Was that what was going on? Were these guys getting some sort of, back-end donations? And I mean, the media, obviously, and everyone else going after it, but...
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. I don't know for 100% fact.
Yeah.
But I guarantee. I'm sure of it.
Well, listen, you were up against...
Here's Kyle Rittenhouse openly saying that the reason he was thrust into the negative spotlight is because a George Soros-backed prosecutor was out to get him. I don't know, Kyle, could it maybe have been the fact that you fatally shot 2 people and thus thrust yourself into the spotlight? Despite the fact that this is obviously another anti-Semitic dog whistle, it really just shows the prevalence of how entrenched certain conspiracy theories have gotten into our society. It's very telling, too, that he backtracks, because to me that signals he doesn't even believe it, but he knows it's a popular rallying cry on the far right. And at this point, I don't know what Kyle Rittenhouse is going to do with the rest of his life besides make the rounds on these far right podcasts. I'll admit there's a part of me that feels really sad for people like this who have gone so far down the rabbit hole that, there's no life in their eyes, no conception anymore of right or wrong, true or false, and unfortunately, this radicalization pipeline only seems to be getting worse. And it's affecting pretty much every part of our ecosystem today. This radicalization is so addicting and nefarious, and it politicizes literally every aspect of our culture, and nuanced and generative conversations across the aisle are impossible.
John Fetterman is roaming the hallways amongst heroes with his head down. I'm sad. I have clinical depression. He's an embarrassment. Get him out of there. He doesn't deserve to be at Walter Reed.
This is Teddy Daniels, who ran for lieutenant governor in Pennsylvania, calling out Senator John Fetterman for admitting himself to Walter Reed Hospital for treatment of depression. And if you haven't been following, this is basically the right's issue of the day, essentially calling for Fetterman to step down because he is unfit for office. And as things go on the right, it can't just be a civil discussion with genuine but respectful questions raised. They have to take it to such a dangerous, ridiculous level. So Fetterman's wife announced that in the wake of his hospitalization, she has had to move her family up to Canada due to the relentless negative media attention they've gotten since Fetterman's hospital check-in. And look, it's a very, very serious thing that a sitting senator has been in the hospital for 2 weeks. Unfortunately, as an elected leader, health and fitness are important issues, and constituents have a right to know that they can rely on their elected leaders. But again, the right has a tendency to take things too far, endangering the security and livelihood of other American citizens for nakedly political reasons. It's abhorrent that we've gotten to a place where this type of language, these accusations, this hatred is just commonplace, and I honestly don't know where we go from here. Because if Kyle Rittenhouse's story is any indication, for many of these folks on the radical fringe, violence is certainly on the table. For more of my videos on the breakdown, stay right here. You can check out my video on how Fox News hosts are super triggered by living in Biden's America by clicking on the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. You can follow me on all platforms at Caro Johnson 917.